The Blackjack Demon.
The Blackjack Demon.
The Blackjack Demon.
Blackjack Demon.
The Blackjack Demon.
Blackjack Demon.
You, the viewer, need to talk to your retailers. It is a story of revenge.
A young boy in the Old West.
And whose father is murdered.
Good thing it's a good goddamn story.
Thing that crawls out from the earth.
What is revenge? Why do we need to do it? How far can we push it? And how much do we need it or not need it?
Yeah, it's been done, but not like this.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be like Charles Schultz, and then I wanted to be Bill Watterson. And as I got older, I realized that the comics page was shrinking, and I also got older and realized that maybe I didn't want to just do comic strips, but I knew I wasn't secure enough in my talent to do comic books, the anatomy that's necessary to do it. And we were talking when I was like 15 years old. Was far beyond me. But I loved the stuff. I bought the comics. I bought X-Men for 4 years. I mean, I was just go down to Safeway and grab the next issue.
How old were you when you first dove in?
Oh, I don't remember. When I first held a crayon.
Okay, so you were young.
Always.
Okay.
This is the thing, I guess. If I was a fatalist, this is what I'm supposed to do.
No,
in some way.
It's kind of interesting how people get into comics now, because now it's more people watch the movies and then discover the comics from that. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like people our age and older happened across comics themselves first, and then discovered, oh, there's other stuff that ties into these, like other movies or TV shows or what have you.
And I think that's kept my interest in comics alive in a general sense, because it was never out of my sight. When I fell in love with comics as a kid, it was really the inking. That's still what I love most about comics, is like a good inker. That's my guy. That's my gal. I think it's amazing to have that kind of control, especially brush control, which is what I'm going for. And
difficult.
Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
But they had all of these great guys. I loved Terry Austin. I didn't know his name at the time. I learned these guys' name like in the last 2 years. But I knew who they were.
Yeah, it's you know that there's something there, that there's an intelligence there, or a majesty to it that you need to know about. You
that
want to
can't
know.
Be replicated, because I had my other art buddies when we were kids, and we were good. If you spend enough time, you can draw anything.
Right.
But we couldn't recreate that stuff. And it wasn't until years later I realized, we were not using the right tools. And those tools were far beyond our little grubby mitts.
Oh, and then just the moment when you first happen across a brush nib for the first time, or just learning the actual inkwell technique, there's an intimacy found in that is like none other.
It is, and it's strange because with oil painting you can paint over it, and you can paint over it if you make mistakes. This is about as far away from that as you get, because once it's on the page, if you take a brush loaded with ink and you throw a line and it's wrong, well, hey, you can't cover that up. I mean, you can maybe white it out a little bit, but dude, you got to start over.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes, it's like watercolor. I mean, I had a watercolorist friend tell me that it's like pee in the swimming pool, man. Once it's in there, it is in there. You know? So there's a little bit of a tight wire act whenever you're inking.
Yeah,
but I like that.
Yeah, watercolor is one of those, like, I looked at dipping my toe into the pool trying to do that, and no, it looks like a super simple thing that anyone could do that. No, it is the most difficult way of painting in my.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I wonder if it will come more easily. I'm at the point, right, where I've been an oil painter for long enough that I was in command all the time whenever I went to the studio, and so when I came to comics, I regressed, and so as I'm moving forward, I'm like, man, I want that command again, and I'm very, very close, and I'm hoping, listening to you talk about inking, it's like that's exactly what it's like, it's this terrifying thing that you've got to love the result, otherwise you'd never risk jumping over that bridge.
It's like
that chasm. I mean,
that kind of moment in high school when you realize, like, I'm about to become an adult and I need to learn a thing. What am I passionate about? And that you first throw yourself at something that you don't really know.
Right.
And it's this is hard, but also kind of fun.